Good Sunday afternoon. It's a little bit after 2, almost 10 after the hour. And I'm trying to center myself, I guess you'd say. Jan's morning vlog was pretty good. I did not spend as much time as I probably should have watching it because I got a notification from somebody saying something about I need to go check out the fake users or the people creating fake names to make it look like I'm on the Gossip Bakery or anything like that. And I'm like, no. I did go to check out Diane and kind of dropped a couple comments, and part of me is telling me I should be doing a reactionary channel of my own, dealing with these people and their reactionary channels. I don't have I'm not tech savvy, so I can't do the same thing they do, which is take clips of my videos or Jerry's videos, slap them on their channel, and put their reactions or their 2 cents worth of, not even 2 cents, maybe 0.25 cent. And I don't mean a quarter, I mean take a penny, slice a 25% chunk off that penny and throw the rest of the penny and keep that chunk of penny. That's what their comments are, their reaction, their comments are worth. But some of the reactions, some of the between Josie and Diane and JHP1 and a few other new channels that popped up, I'm close to about 75% ready to start just, making my own reactionary channel and blasting them out of the water. But part of me doesn't want to stoop that low. Other parts of me wants to just rip into them and give them my 2 cents worth of comments or reactionary videos. But I got more. I've got more to do. I got better things to do to deal with or put my time into than creating a whole account just for reactionary video concepts. I barely have enough time to do these videos, not because I don't make the time, but because I have, well, it's called time blindness, is basically what it is. It's basically when you get so caught up in doing your own thing or caught up doing something that you feel is important that you lose track of time, and then all of a sudden you realize, oh crap, I didn't eat anything, but I gotta go to work. Or, oh yeah, I spent most of my day in my office doing my own thing instead of trying to hang out with Jerry Ann, which I really don't want to do. I want to hang out with Jerry Ann, but I don't want to be blinded to time doing my own thing that I just lose track of time. But it's just kind of like, I want to do some spell jars for mostly my benefit. I've got a bunch of different protections, spell jars that I want to deal with, but there's so much going on right now that I haven't taken the time to do that. I mean, yesterday, besides doing laundry, my biggest concern was what's going on with Mom, because a lot of people were like, oh, you should have gone with your mom, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, yeah, I could have gone with my mom, but the person who, the friend who took her, is one of two of Mom's primary advocates. And I'm not a very good advocate for anything. I've tried, and people either don't want to listen, or because I go into a tangent of why we should be doing certain things, or why we should like jump on the bandwagon for Save the Planet, or Save American Wildlife, or anything like that. And nobody seems to care or listen. As for the situation yesterday with my mom, parts of me did want to go. Parts of me did not want to go, because the last time I was in a hospital with a sick, or a family member that was not doing so well and had to go to the hospital, was my father. And well, he died in a hospital, and ever since then I've been like, I don't know if I can handle it. One of the many things that gets me about hospitals is there's so much energy in a hospital, and not all of it is positive. And it buggers me. It gets me. It just literally puts me out. Like, I mean, Friday with going to Bodie's, the energy at Bodie's was all positive energy, and it was that amount of positive energy was something I'm not used to, and I couldn't sit down for more than 5 minutes. I felt like I used to when I was a kid, where just that hyperactivity with attention deficit disorder. I was like all over the place. And I was like, either A, I could step outside and get some fresh air, or B, I can try to do my best to deal with it. And in the end, I enjoyed myself. Now, yesterday was one of those, Mom thinks she's got a problem, but according to the doctors, everything worked out. She was fine and dandy. No COVID, no flu, no bad stuff, basically. So the doctors couldn't figure out what was wrong with her. Suggested that she call her primary on Tuesday, because tomorrow's Martin Luther King Day. There's something else tomorrow. There's something else going on for the next couple days. But even if I did go, I'd be at a loss for words and whatnot, because that's my biggest catch, my biggest issue. No, nothing until the 30th. There's a pagan holiday on the 30th. Tomorrow is Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And then there's Chinese New Year's on the 22nd. And I cannot pronounce this word, but it's February Rula Day. I have to look at my other information to see what that represents. But we are in the last week. Ooh, ow. We are within the, well, shoot, I forgot what today is. If Friday was the 13th, yesterday was the 15th, today's the 16th of the month. So, let's, okay. Uh-oh, come on, Jim. But anyhow, I've got to mark my hours for today. I have not gone and did any of my work schedule on any of my calendars, because it's on my phone. I just click on the link from my job site, and it tells me what my schedule is, and I forget to write it down so I can put it so Jerry knows. So it's something I forget to do, and I gotta remember to do it. And because my calendar book my date book was kind of buried under some stuff, I forgot all about it. But I started to think during, let alone after Jerry's live this morning, and I was thinking, because I saw all the negative comments and the accusatory comments, and actually I had to go back and look at them because Lisa had already hid them, and then Lisa got to the point where she just put that person at timeout. But sometimes it takes just one person to stir the pot the wrong way and cause a ill effect. But I have been thinking off and on, and lately with the way things have been going and the way I feel, I've been thinking about starting my own reactionary channel to other people's channels. And well, I think the main reason why I've been thinking that way is because there's so much chaotic stuff going on that is out of our control. I'm like, okay, Jim, is there a good reason for you wanting to do a reactionary channel to the reactionary channel people, or is it just this is a byproduct from the chaotic brain matter? The reason why I say that is because I don't blame anybody like Jerry or Lisa or Mom or the cat getting sick or anything going on out there for what's going on in my head. I kind of blame it on, like, I am still trying to find my calm space in my brain. Now, I have a semi-calm space here, but my brain sometimes does not, it wants to be all over the place and chaotic, and I'm just kind of like, I gotta find a way to calm down, gather my thoughts, and deal with them. And I guess it's that, I don't know if you want to call it the yin and yang, or the, black and white, or whatever you want to call it, but I guess with a lot of the things that are happening, I just want to let them out somehow, but I want to let them out in a calm, cool, collective manner. It's just, I start thinking about certain things, and I just kind of go, yeah. I mean, I've been told by people on yesterday's live, after the live. This is what gets me. I did my live yesterday, and during the live, everything was calm, cool, and collective. And then after the live, I get bombarded with a whole bunch of negative comments or accusatory comments, or just, it's like, it's not your bloody life. Leave it freaking alone. If you don't like the way I deal with things, piss off. So it's one of those kind of like, where do I draw the line? Where do I draw the line on my YouTube channel, but within myself? Because I get to that point where I'm reading these comments on my own channel, and it's like that child. Ooh, what does this little button do? Oh, yeah, I just put myself in danger. Or some people were doing it on TikTok, where they would use this cute, funny kid voice, like, "Ooh, what would happen if I press this?" And they, they air press a button, and you hear like the T-Rex sound effect from Jurassic Park. And then it's like, I do believe I'm in danger. You know, it's like that. It's like, what would you rather pet? Your house cat, or attempting to pet a very annoyed, pissed off Australian saltwater croc that is 15 foot long? I'm sorry, I'd rather play with the kitty. But people seem to want to play with the you know, man-eating crocodile. You know, it's like, okay. You want to constantly go there. You want to constantly belittle me for things that you don't know. You want to come on my channel and tell me that I'm creating fake names to go on to Daity's channel, or I don't have time for that. I really don't. My days are usually pretty filled from the time I get up to the time I fall asleep. Now, granted, for 2 hours before I go to sleep, it's gameplay. It's playing on a video game that will help me relax and just get rid of whatever anger or anxiety issues I may have in a calm, cool, collective way. It's like I finally opened up the Christmas gift that I got for Gods of War Ragnarok. And, you know, I started playing it Saturday night. Or was it Friday night? No, I think Friday night I went straight to sleep. I don't remember. But whatever I do to calm down and just let the day slip away, so be it. I did say that I want to do more reading, but it's a combination of, do I finish a book that I've already started? Do I start another book? I've got a couple books by my bed on a bedside table, and I'm still kind of like, well, I finished the one book. I need to just bring it in here and start working on implementing the practices or the workings that I learned from the book. And I mean, I'm self-taught, yes, which in some ways can be dangerous, but in other ways, if you're cautious enough, won't be too endangering. And that's me. I'm like, okay, I want to do this, but I got to make sure I am physically, mentally, and spiritually ready or settled enough that I can focus positive intentions into what I'm doing. Because if I cannot have positive if I cannot have positive thoughts or positive intentions, I don't want to do it, because if I do something wrong, oops, it could be harmful, and I don't want anybody to get harmed by what I'm doing. I don't really want to cause harm with any of the YouTubers who are being negative towards me or my wife, but I wish they would just, you know, either shut up and focus on themselves instead of other people, or just, if you don't like what you see, don't go talking about it. But there's a lot of things that I don't like when I see them. Sometimes I talk about them, but I make sure when I go to talk about them, I'm in a stable position where I can talk about the subject or the thing or whatever without being overly negative. I mean, I know that certain things shouldn't be talked about here, especially on my channel, because I'm not a political scientist or interested in politics. Religion, well, religion can be a touchy subject, especially if I go talking about religion and there's too many people out there with closed eyes and closed off ears that want to believe that they know everything that needs to be known about Christianity or Buddhism or Mohammedanism. I'm learning new things every day. I mean, I was born and raised a Christian. I went to Christian school, to Christian churches all my life. Well, I shouldn't say all my life, but most of my life. At least 20, 25 years. Before I realized that the established modern day American church does not follow the Bible like the Bible states. And I think that's a combination of lack of knowledge, or they hear what they want to hear and they believe what they want to believe, but they're not going to take into account the whole Bible. Just like some of the reactionary channels on YouTube will take bits and pieces of my video that they want to have people hear without knowing the whole story or hearing the whole video, and chop it apart and just make a mockery of it. And I'm like, no. If you're going to talk about me or my wife, and you're going to show clips from our channel, you know, video clips from our channel, make sure that the clip is the whole video, not just a little clip to try to prove your point. Because all that does is it's an opinion. It's a false opinion because you're not getting the whole information. And like many people have said, why do people make, reactionary videos if they're not going to react on the whole video? They're just going to take the bits and pieces that they want to react to and throw it out there. Because they don't want, because just like the government and just like a lot of religion, they're afraid that if you have all the full, if they show you the full 411 on their video, they're going to get torn apart by their own viewers. That's fine. That's fine and dandy, But part of my brain is, if I do a reactionary channel, that one might get a lot more views than what I'm getting lately, because it will be bitter. It will show all my negativity, all my anger, all the stuff that I've been trying to subdue or control. Because I found out there are so many people out there with my name, but if you look at their channel, you'd realize it's not me, because even if they don't show a picture of themselves, a lot of the stuff on their channel have nothing to do with me or my interest. I'm not interested in tech. I'm not interested in showing off the latest video game moves that I developed. A lot of that stuff is not me. There's James Henson out there who's a preacher. He doesn't have very many videos, but the 4 or 5 videos he has that I saw are him in front of a pulpit speaking from the Bible. That's not me. Another James Henson who is the picture showed an African American gentleman who's also a Baptist preacher. That's not me. So it's like, I don't know what these people are talking about, because most of the people who have pictures, you can tell from the picture it's not me. And those who don't have pictures, just their content is not even me. So I'm like, I don't know what people are talking about, but I don't see any. I haven't found anybody wrong, and I'm not going to be looking through the 1,000 worth pages of Hensons. It's strange too, because I was going through all those different names, and there was Colin I don't remember what his last name was, but he was talking about a trial that had to do with the James Henson. And I'm like, well, first off, I've never been on trial. Second off, the dates are wrong. The locations are wrong. You know, and then they've got like information on YouTube about a James Henson that lives in Colorado. Click on this link to find his address, phone number, email. And I'm like, well, I don't live in Colorado. I've never lived in Colorado. I visited Colorado. In fact, the only state north of Colorado that I've ever stayed extensively in was when I was working in Yellowstone, so that would have been Wyoming. You know, went there on good terms, left there on good terms, so I know there's nothing bad about me in those locations. But I'm kind of like, okay, so somebody wants to use my name to go onto a website for what purposes? I know that the Gossip Bakery has blocked me. All three of my different names that I try to use to go onto their forum, they blocked me, and I found out they block you through your IP address. So I can't make and go on to I can't make another name or account and go on to the GB, because as soon as they recognize the IP address, they block it no matter what. Whether I'm going on there just to clarify, clear up their stories, so I don't do anything with them anymore. I haven't done anything with them for 6 months to a year. As for the YouTube creators that want to create false information under a false account, well, I just have to say this much: karma's a bitch. Now everybody's like, yeah, karma's gonna get you, karma's gonna get you. I'm like, why? I haven't done anything wrong. I don't see any reason why karma would want to come after me in a negative way, because I've been true to myself, true to my wife. I've been trying to be as positive as possible. I'm trying to do everything for the right, for the positive reasons, not because, oh, I don't like their information, I'm going to create an account just, to mess with them or react to them. People who are doing these reaction channels and all this negative bull on the web, those are the people who are going to have karma jump up and bite them in the ass. I've done a lot of stuff in my past, way before the internet, way before AOL, before internet became a popular thing. I've already suffered the consequences for those deeds before that. The web, when the web was finally created, we had MySpace and AOL. That was it. Originally the internet was created for communication worldwide, and somebody decided to, like, oh, let's create a system where we can chat with each other no matter where we live in the world. AOL chat room, MySpace. Of course, MySpace is you leave a message and wait for the person to respond. MySpace was considered one of the first websites you can use to share photos and ideas and chit chat and design your own little web page. Yes, I had a MySpace web page. I don't know if I have it anymore. That was back in the mid-90s. Yeah, mid-90s. I remember the only form of digital entertainment besides watching the TV was like an Atari. Yeah, I remember the Ataris, or what we used to call a Trash 80. Um, then you had Microsoft. I forgot what it was actually called, but it had all the pixels and whatnot. And I used to play various D&D, electronic D&D games, because the group I was playing with no longer was in my area, or was in Phoenix, but either on the other side of Phoenix or someplace buses don't go, or are few and far between back in the late 80s, early 90s, mid 90s, you know. So I played, you know, I can't remember what it's called now, something dot. But it was all pixelated and we used floppy disks. And this is before the hard square discs and the CDs. They were floppy disks. And, you know, I've been around, my generation, Generation X, right after the baby boomers, we were the ones to see the digital phone get created, internet get created, personal computers get created, game consoles being created. We were the generation that saw it all, and then, you know, saw it being created and put into homes or up for, you know, people to buy for their homes. And then we saw how it advanced and kept on growing, and now we have, you know, Microsoft and Macintosh, you know, the two top leading computer systems, you know, competing for dominancy. And, you know, I have a feeling most of the hackers were probably from my generation, and they were the ones who grew up with the computer and learned how to use it and learned how to hack it and decode it and bug it. And, you know, it's just the newer generation doing it for different reasons. Why most hackers, the idea of a hacker, you had two types. You had your black hats and your white hats. Your black hats were the ones who created part of the deep web, or they can go in there undetected and, you know, just snoop around. And then the white hatters, which are the people who took their knowledge of computers and the computer language and used it for good purposes. I mean, yeah, they were considered hackers, but they worked for the government to spy on other people or go up against the black hatters and see if they can create anti-hacks and, you know, things like that. I think pretty much most of those hackers, when they first started, weren't interested in other people's information. They were probably more interested in finding ways, backdoors into gaming systems, or, you know, a lot of the codes that we used to use for our consoles and our PC games. I remember I had 2 or 3 hacks for my games, and they were usually either hacks to give me more money or to upgrade my my characters without having to worry about going through a dungeon and dying easily. You know, I'd usually find that from somebody else. Somebody else already found it and put it on the internet and said, "Hey, you want cheat codes? Come here and get the cheat codes for all your games." I've seen a lot of things change for the good and the bad, and that's just human nature. I mean, there's always some group out there that cannot handle losing and have to find all kinds of different ways to win, whether it's games, whether it's life, whether, you know, whatever. They're just overly competitive and just can't stand losing. Something I'm not competitive, and I've lost many a times, but the thing is, with games, yeah, it's a game, so why not cheat on the game? But there's no cheat codes for real life. There's no ins or outs for real life. And some of the so-called ins or outs that aren't really all that great can cause problems. So I'm the type of person who does not want to cause problems. I'm willing to help people out in the best way I can, but if you're going to take my information and use it against me, or attempt to use it against me, you're not a friend. You're a backstabbing little twit. You know, and there's a couple of them out there that, you know, they claim, oh yeah, we used to be viewers, but then we got sick and tired of their lies or their inconsistencies and whatnot. Well, let me tell you this much. The lies are in your head. We have not lied to you. You know, we might have been inconsistent because our memories are a little poor and we go, oh, no, I'm sorry, but that didn't happen. This is what really happened. Okay, that's not an inconsistency. That's a memory issue. Now, if I sat here in this room the way it was before we fixed up the apothecary station and told you that I went out and bought a brand new pickup truck and RV the same day, and then turn around and tell you that I have no money or anything like that, that would be a combination of a lie and what's that word? Priority. Like, oh, his priority is not his home, it's his comfort. Well, yes or no? Yeah, I do want a new truck because my minivan, my van, I'd like a new vehicle. It doesn't have to be a pickup truck. It could be another minivan, maybe something a little bit bigger that we can turn into a proper mini RV. We bought that right after Superstorm Sandy. You know, I have no reason to lie to anybody because it gets me nothing. So if there are people out there saying I'm lying, well, they're lying because I won't lie. I gain nothing from it. You know, because, yeah, I understand inconsistencies and memory issues because, you know, sometimes people will think, oh, but he redacted his previous comment and added this new comment. So which one was the truth, the first comment or the second comment? I can understand how that can get confusing and cause people to go, oh, they're inconsistent, they must be lying. No. I have memory issues. Jerry's got memory issues. I blame Jerry's memory issues on a combination of the cancer and just she's not doing her normal routine, which kept her brain going. I'm trying to do a new routine because I want my brain to keep going. I don't want to be forgetful. I don't want to lose my memories. But when my memories get muddled because of my own brain is not connected properly, then, you know, okay, you want to consider it an inconsistency? So be it. But anyhow, I have to get off this because it's almost 3 o'clock and I've been on here for over 40 minutes. I have to eat something and get ready for work and all that fun stuff. But to end this, I'm going to just food for thought. If the information that you're getting about me or my wife does not come directly from us and it's on somebody else's channel, I would not buy into that. You know, Barnum Bailey said it eloquently. Every day a sucker's born. So if you're going off and listening to somebody else and their opinion of us before watching our videos, you're a sucker. Simple as that. That's the way I feel. But that's me. You know, you can feel a different way. I can't tell you how to feel. I'm just telling you, watch our videos before you try to jump over to Diane or Joey Z or the JHP1. There's 2 other ones. I can't remember their names. There's at least 5 of them out there that I know about that are anti-us, anti-Henson. That's because effectively they have a sour opinion. They have a sour life. Their life is too full of negativity. So, I mean, if you want the full 411 about us, don't go to somebody else. That's like the telephone game. You're the 5th person in line of listening to a group of people talk about a certain person, and I'm not going to say it to us because people do it to other videos as well, to other creators. But you're the 5th person in line, and you're hearing, by the time it gets to you, the story is so muddled, you don't get the facts. You get garbage. But yeah, I'm going to leave you with that food for thought. You guys have a good week ahead. I will try to put out this video tonight or today sometime soon. And we'll just continue on. So, think positive, live positive, have a positive mind, a positive heart, and you will find truth. So, until probably tomorrow. So, have a good day. Enjoy yourself. Bye.